So here I am, Fanad Lighthouse. I think it's called Fanad Lighthouse. I mightn't be pronouncing it right. It's at the north point in Donegal, and it's absolutely stunning lighthouse. Right out, sitting out here and jutting out on the cliff face. It's absolutely stunning. There's an old ruin of a garrison around here as well. So I'm just in my element here. I love lighthouses. I love the architecture and I love the setting. And I'm just going to run around here. I'm shooting handheld at the moment with the wide angle, obviously focusing on the lighthouse, on the building, and trying to get some of the scenery in. So using a mix of, portrait and landscape. But yeah, I mean, to me, this kind of shoots itself. Like, it's a bit cloudy today. It's around midday here now. It's a bit overcast, but it's just stunning. So I'm going to run around, get a few shots. I'm going to actually, like I said, it's out on a little headland here, and there's another headland just beside it with an old ruin of a garrison. And again, you can get shots across there of the lighthouse. But yeah, it's stunning, and it was a place I was really looking forward to coming to. And then on the way out of here, I might throw on the long lens, and try and get a shot from further away of the lighthouse and just see what that looks like. But yeah, overall it's fantastic, and I'm really happy I came here. Okay, let's keep going. Just a little intro to what this video is about. Back in July, got to head up to Donegal on the very northwesterly part of Ireland. First time there. Spent 2 nights down there with a couple of friends of mine, and we whizzed around the place in the car. Load of sights that I'd wanted to see and never got to see before. So this is a video. I haven't put it together, and I've been sitting on it for ages. Haven't got around to editing it. You know, whether I was happy enough with the photos I got and all the footage I got remains to be seen. But, you know, I'm going to put it in the video anywho. So, I don't know what order I'm going to edit it in yet, but the locations I started off was in Malin Head, which is the very north of Donegal. And then we went to Five Finger Strand and on to the Great Pollet Sea Arch. And then just from there to Fanad Head Lighthouse is only a few miles. It's a fantastic location. Then we whizzed south over the Harry Brainey Bridge, past Donegal Castle, into a place called Bunbeg, a fantastic beach there. And from there we headed down to Asaranca Waterfall and Glenculmkill Folk Village, and then we finished it off by stopping at the Slieve League cliffs. First shot here, pretty straightforward, front of the lighthouse, just using that helipad to fill up the foreground and shooting nice and wide. Yeah, nice little shot. I mean, look at this view, it's just incredible. You have the little pier there and the steps leading up to the lighthouse. And yeah, it's stunning. I mean, it's incredible. People built these things back in the day. Absolutely. I'm going to wander down to this little headland here, right in front of me, and see can I get a shot across the water at the lighthouse. Could be a good position. So, yeah, I mean, I'm only here for a short while. Like I said, we're on a whistle-stop tour of Donegal, trying to see it all in a few days. It isn't possible. So I don't know where to go to get a shot. But I'm going to go down to this little spot here because I mean, God, look at this. It's just really pretty. Right, quickly take a shot before. Let's go. So for this shot here, I decided to keep the lighthouse on the left of frame and try to balance that with the sea and the island on the right of frame. Reason being, there was a bit of foreground going on there that I didn't really want in the image. I was distracted. So I think it turned out well. Looks pretty dramatic. Awesome looking lighthouse sitting up there in the rocks. I mean, what a stunning stuff. That is so cool. I love it. I love the stairs, the steps going up to the lighthouse, and just the waves crashing. It's so scenic here. I mean, so yeah, like I said, I'm shooting wide still, and I'm trying to get the steps in. I'm kind of like a former leading line up to the lighthouse, and I mean, a bit of water in, a bit of wave action. It's lovely. Like, it's just got a bit more light. If we could get a bit more contrast on that, on the lighthouse, because I'm just afraid when I go to process this in Lightroom, it might be hard to kind of get the white lighthouse to pop. But either way, I mean, it's just stunning here. It really is. Did a pano for this one, 3-shot pano, just to get the whole scene in there. And again, you have a stairway leading up from the water up to the tower of the lighthouse, and just the setting with the jagged rocks and the green grass. I really like this shot of the top part of the lighthouse. So I was using the foreground just to hide the remainder of the building, just to focus on the actual detail of the glass and the red railings going around the tower. And with the 400mm lens there, I think it came out really, really well. The old garrison just beside the lighthouse made for a fantastic subject. So I got this shot again using the grass in the foreground to draw your eye into the garrison, and also it adds a bit of something to it, I think. And I went for like a moody sort of edit, but yeah, I think it's a great subject for a shot. So I'm trying to get a few shots of this incredible looking. I think this is the Devil's Hole or the Devil's Foot or something like that. I'll stick it up on the screen, but Devil's Hole. So it's actually stunning. So obviously I'm shooting wide angle. I'm trying to get these little daisies and stuff on here in the shot. I've got this little sea stack here. You can see it on the screen now. It's cutting across onto this sea stack, and I can't get an angle. I need to come more over this way to kind of get rid of that. But that would involve me climbing down here somewhere, which I ain't going to do. So yeah, I'm just grabbing a few wide. I'm getting right down low, as wide as I can, and I'm just shooting them again handheld. But yeah, it's just really, really stunning here, and it's just it's a fantastic spot in Donegal. Well, it's definitely not called the Devil's Hole. I'm still not 100% sure. I think it's just called Malin Head, this rock here. But if anyone knows, let me know in the comments. Either way, I wasn't really happy with the shot I'd lined up in the bit of ET video beforehand. Like I said in the video, there was rocks jutting across blocking the view, so I had to find a better location. So I moved a few hundred meters down towards my left, and just a clear view of the rocks lining up lovely there. So I shot this at 2.5 seconds to get some drama going on in the water, and I was really happy with how it turned out. Hey, some sand dunes. I love taking photos of sand dunes. So yeah, like that little lifesaver, life preserver there, and the post sticking out. So I took it like a diagonal shot of that, and the light's coming in lovely now. So it's just a simple shot here, but I like the elements going on in it. I like the posts sticking out towards the camera, kind of caught my eye, along with the actual life ring mounted on the post. And then you've got the reflective sand along with the windswept grass. And yeah, I don't know what it is, but recently I've drawn towards sand dunes. Well, I'm on another stop off here heading down towards the Great Pollet Arch, I believe it's called, or Great Pollet Arch or something like that. So it's a sea arch, obviously in the water here, and the sun is actually starting to come out here, so might get a shot or two. I'm going to wander down and have a look at it. So let's keep on going. So here I am down here, the arch, as you see, it's just behind me, so it's pretty impressive. It's actually really, really cool. It's a rocky beach, and I'm not sure if the tide's coming in or out, to tell you the truth. But I'm going to try and get a few shots, do a few handheld. I might set up the tripod. But yeah, excellent spot. There's a footpath comes, there's a visitor car park about 10-15 minute walk away from here, so you can park there and walk down. It's about a kilometre. It's really excellent, it's lovely down here. Now the only problem is I'm looking at this and I can't get directly in front of the arch, so I'll show you what I'm looking at here. So there's the arch, and obviously I can't get there. I'd have to climb up on these rocks here. Now there probably is access from there, but I think that's private property up there, so unless I scramble over those rocks, which I'm not too keen to do, I'm not going to get directly in front of the arch. So I'm getting some shots from the beach down here where you can kind of get more detail in. But I'll play around. If I get any good, I'll throw it up the screen. Well, I can't say that I'm too happy with this shot. I mean, I think there's too much going on in the foreground. That rock really dominates it. I was considering going by a square crop, but it still dominated it. You really need to be up on the hill there to the left frame, which you can't access from the beach, to get a good clear shot, kind of looking down on the arch and seeing through the arch would have made a far better image. But it was worth a shot. Well, Donegal, there's so much to see here, and driving on the roads, you don't have to go very far to be presented with a scenic location or something that'll pique your interest. And there's just so many on this little trip that we take. I mean, just going to Bunbeg from Fanad Lighthouse, heading down the road, came across this bridge, which I wasn't aware of, the Harry Blaine Bridge. And yeah, it's a really impressive bridge. It's arching over the water, over a little estuary or over a river there, set amongst the rolling hills. And it's a really nice subject to take a shot of. And pulling in on the road there, you've got this fence line in the foreground there, and it just makes a natural frame for the shot. Anywho, from there we headed a bit further on down the road, and again I had wanted to go to Doe Castle, but it was a bit off the way. I didn't have to worry about that because I could just see it across the water on the road, so I've just pulled in 400mm and I've got a lovely shot of the castle. It's an impressive castle. Okay, well, I was just cruising down the coast here and we came across this beach. I think it's Ben Biog, or stick the name up on the screen, but as you can see behind me, there's an awesome old ruin of a ship, and it's just sitting on the beach here, so it makes for a really cool subject. So I'm going to grab a few shots of that. It's a real interesting sort of spot here. There's an old ruined hotel up on the hill here as well. So it's strange, but it's cool. So I'll get a few shots of this. Sorry, the screen's gone a bit funky there. I'll get a few shots of this and we can continue on. I shot this with the 400mm lens. Got a bit of compression going on in the background there. So yeah, I think it makes for an interesting shot. Probably a great location when if the tide came in there and that was sitting in the water. You could do a real long exposure. Definitely some good compositions you would be able to get. It's a really fantastic beach at Bunbeg. You could spend hours on it. There's beaches upon beaches upon beaches. One of the features that really interested me was there's rock formations along the bottom of the sand dunes and on the edges of the sand, and I got a shot there of one of them. It's a sort of shot of appeals to me. I just like the shapes and the lines and the textures in it, and the little lamp, the little post on the right of frame kind of sets it off. So yeah, fantastic location. Yeah, how strange is this? So I'm inside that old abandoned hotel. I think it was abandoned about 10 years ago. It's creepy, man. It's cool. But again, the wide angle for this, for in here, getting some shots out of the view. using all the derelict concrete and everything to frame. So they're looking pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, amazing to see a place like this just go to rack and ruin. Like I said, I think it was in use up to about 10 years ago, and for whatever reason, the owner couldn't find a buyer and was just let to go to ruin. So yeah, keep going. I enjoyed shooting in the hotel. Would have liked to spend a bit longer there. Obviously this shot here, I concentrated on keeping the horizon straight, but it still looks a little wonky to me, and I think that's down to the 16mm, like the wide angle lens distorts it slightly, plus more than likely the floor's not level with the horizon. But yeah, it's a great spot to shoot in. Well, here I am on the last day of my trip around Donegal, and I'm starting it off here at Ardara Waterfall. Asaranca Waterfall, just outside Ardara, and it's a pretty spectacular waterfall, so really liking it. Going to try and get a few shots of this now. Let's go. So I'm going to take a bunch of photos with using the wide angle. I'm going to do it handheld for starters. I'm just really going to take a lot of shots of this. Throw the polarized filter on the wide angle lens and try and get rid of some of the shine off the water, and then do a few handheld before I switching over here to the tripod and doing a couple of longer exposure ones to kind of smooth out the water. I might also try and throw on a long lens. There's a little stream coming away from the waterfall and a little bridge over that, so it's a good spot to put the long lens on and maybe, you know, use the stream as a leading line into the waterfall. But I'm not sure whether that will work. But yeah, like I said, I'm quite happy shooting a fast shutter speed on the waterfall and a slow shutter speed. So I'm going to try both of them, and whichever one I prefer, I'll throw up the screen. Okay, let's keep going. I shot this at just about a tenth of a second there to just get a bit of movement in the water, and I had the polarized filter on it to get rid of some of the glare and really make those greens pop a bit more. And it's obviously at the base of the waterfall, so yeah, no, quite like it. I think it's a nice composition. So this shot here of the waterfall I got from the bridge on the road, and again I wanted to use the stream coming out of the waterfall as a foreground element, and I think it worked quite well. I made it a kind of a punchy edit on it, with darkening the edges using the radial filter and maybe bumping the highlights and exposure slightly in the middle. So I'm in a little folk village here in a place called Glencullen. So it's just a bunch of old cottages that's been reconstructed, and it's a beautiful setting. So again, it's a sort of great spot to get some photos, wide angle lens. Get in, get some angles going on, get some of the thatched cottages and the whitewashed stone. It's really, really nice. Well, there was loads of lovely thatched cottages here, and for this shot I used this log in the foreground. It's an interesting foreground element, and then I shot it at a kind of an angle because I wanted to include the background in, which is quite nice. So it filled the frame nicely, so yeah, happy with that. Here I just really wanted to focus on the thatched cottage, the actual thatch and the stonework, and obviously the windows and the foreground elements with the shrubs and the grass. No sky included in this, which I think really adds to it. Okay, so here I am on the last leg of the journey, hiking up to the Slieve League cliffs to get a view from Europe's highest cliffs. So we'll see what it looks like. Always great to be up on top of a high cliff, but it can be hard to get photos showing the scale. That's what I find anyway. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and it's been a great whistle-stop tour of Donegal. Really for me, it's just been like a kind of a recce. I've never been in Donegal before, and I've seen all these great locations, so even just to visit them, scope them out for a few minutes and get a few shots has been good. So we'll keep on going up here now and we'll see what we can get. So hopefully you can hear me. I'm right up here now, and the views are stunning. It's a bit hazy though, as I suspected. That sun might break through, so I'm going to give it some time. So taking a few wide angle shots, and I might try and do a pano or two. And yeah, I'm just going to wait a while longer, and hopefully the sun comes out. So this is the last shot of the video. It was a 2-shot pano. Doesn't really blow my mind, to tell you the truth. It's okay. I never got the light that I was waiting for, and it remained dull and overcast, pretty much like the 2 days previous. But still, fantastic location, and definitely would go there again. But like I said earlier, I would like a boat or some people on the cliffs or something, just to add a sense of scale to this shot. All right, so going to call it a day. This is the end of my whirlwind tour of Donegal. Had an absolute fantastic time. So hopefully you enjoyed the video and some of the photos. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe. Definitely subscribe if you're interested to see more. And I'll be out and about and do some more videos next couple of weeks. But yeah, great spot. Love Donegal, really good. I'm glad I came up here for the 2 days, but I'm going to be back again and spend more time in some of the locations, because like I said, it was a whirlwind tour. But it's important to do because you need to recce these places. And the weather was okay. It was a bit cloudy the whole time, but at least it didn't rain. So like I said, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.